Hey everybody, it is Wintermute here with Japan's 14.3. So we'll jump right into tech. We're going to roll for radar at a 7, which we do get. Let's mark that. And then we are going to roll for jet fighters at an 8, which we also get. All right, no complaints on that part. I'm only getting started with those, but there we go. So builds. We are going to advance the heavy carrier 1 space. We are going to finish the 2 light carriers from the that were in the production queue. We're going to build 2 fighters, an infantry, 5 militia, 2 destroyers, and a submarine. All right, and into combat moves. So we're going to walk this one guy from Western Australia over to South Australia, and we're going to go ahead and just claim that territory. That'll be that. And then up here from Java, we're going to have this fighter go on map in P50 to go after those subs. We're going to have this destroyer leave escort duty and pair with him on map to go after those subs. We're going to move the sub from I4 over to P50, and he's going to go and raid. Oops. Let's see, yep. Okay, from P32, we're going to have this tactical bomber and this fighter go 2 spaces into Kwangtung here in southern China. We are going to have this battle cruiser go over 1 space to shore bombard along with that heavy cruiser. And then we're going to have the submarine, the submarine. We're going to have 1 troop transport go up into P14, join with the other troop transport. Oh, let me make sure that's in shot there. So we're having 1 transport go here, go up, and then they are going to pick up these 2 infantry and these 2 cavalry, and then they're going to go back down 2 spaces. They're going to end their movement in P41 and drop their guys off in Kwangtung. Move that out of the way. Oh, where did the cavalry units go? Oh, where did I sit? Oh, there they are. There's the 2 infantry. We're going to have this single marine walk across that narrow crossing from Hainan Island into Kwangtung. And then we're going to have 1 troop transport from P32 go up to P14, pick up this marine, come back, pick up another marine from Nanking, and then come down to P41 and drop both those marines off in Kwangtung as well. And then there's already a troop transport there who's going to pick up, the troop transport in P32 is going to pick up a marine from Hainan and a marine from Nanking and bring them down to Kwangtung as well. And then we were going to have 1 infantry walk into Hunan as well. It really doesn't make much difference, but for the sake of argument, he'll just walk in. That's it. Not a whole lot going on this turn on my end of things. So, okay, let me pull the camera back here, and we'll start right off with our rating. So we'll do the coastal sub here in I-7. I'm a +1. Red is the attacker per the norm. Okay, nope. And then we'll move over to the coastal sub in I-12. Nope. And then we'll have the standard sub in P50. There'll be a +2 here. All right, now we get it. Okay, so that's $1 off of the FEC. And, oh, yep, okay. I'll take care of that later. Then we have the map in P50, where I'm going to have a destroyer and a fighter. So my destroyer first, miss, and my fighter, well, that hit. So he will lose the coastal sub. And then on the defense, he's got a 2, which misses, and a 3 for the French sub, which also misses. Fortunately, misses. I have not had much luck with sinking subs. That may be one of the better turns. All right. And for the that French sub is submerged. And then Quang Tung itself. So he's going to have 4 militia. I will have 3 infantry, 2 cavalry, 5 marines, and then a fighter and a tactical bomber. And then I will also have a shore bombardment of 2 and a shore bombardment of 3. So we'll do the 2, miss, and the 3, miss. All right, so we have the tactical bomber at a 7, oops, in the pit, at a 7, hit, and the fighter in the pit. Come on, miss. All right, then I'm gonna have a total of 8 1s. Nada. So he loses 1 militia. Then he will have 4 2s on the defense. All miss. Okay. And now we will have the cavalry join. So the tactical bomber hits. Target select. Fighter hits. 2 cavalry at 2. There's my last hit. For the sake of argument, we're going to roll out the infantry, which would be an additional hit. So he's going to have 3 2s in the defense, and they all miss. I will take it. So Quang Tung, and I will chip those guys out in a bit. And that is it for my combats. Okay. For non-com, what we're going to do is from Siam, we're going to move 3 infantry up into Burma. And then from British Malay, we're going to rail 1 infantry also up into Burma. From P50, we have this torpedo boat destroyer in port. He is going to go and end his movement in P44 off of Palau. There we go. And yeah, we should do that. So there was one or two things that I wasn't 100% sure how I was going to do it, but all right, so what we're going to do from P14, we're going to have this heavy cruiser come down and join this destroyer in P50. We are going to land this fighter from P50 that was on map in the Philippines. This last transport should be here from the combat movements, but we're going to go ahead and we are going to move from P32, we're going to move the last transport up to P41. He'll join the rest of them. From P32, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm okay with that. From P32, also from P32 into P41, we're going to move a heavy cruiser. And then from P14, we have 2 destroyers left, and they're going to end their movement in P44 in Palau. Everything in P32 that's remaining, which is going to be the heavy carrier, the fleet carrier, a destroyer, and 2 heavy cruisers, are going to move down to P44 and join their major fleet at Palau. In P15, from Kwangtung, we have these 2 air units who are going to land back on the fleet carrier in P44. In P15, we have these 3 submarines who are going to move down to P44 as well. Destroyer, heavy cruiser. Let me make sure I've got everything covered. Yeah. And then from Honshu, up in Japan itself, we have a medium bomber who is actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, down and land in Palau itself. All right. Yep, I want him there, I want him there. Those guys are fine where they're at. Yep. And it's actually a pretty simple turn for me. I'm going to sit these guys here in Kwangtung for when I do my unit recap, so I don't forget. Okay, and I'll clean up some of this after the game, or after I'm done posting my turn. Okay, as far as placing units goes. So we are going to place 1 infantry and 1 militia down in Sydney. We are going to place 1 militia in Shantung, here in China. We're going to place 1 militia here in Hunan, in China. We're going to place 1 militia on the Solomon Islands and 1 militia on the Caroline Islands. And then in Kyushu, in port, we are going to place these 2 light carriers, these 2 destroyers. Well, technically the sub can't be in port, but it's going to end up, so technically those 4 ships I just mentioned are going to be in port, and we'll mark them. And then there's also going to be a submarine placed in P15 as well. And then I'm going to place 1 fighter in Kyushu and 1 fighter up in Tokyo. All right. All right, yep, that's everything. I'm going to go ahead and collect 64 to spend next turn. I went up 2 for Kwangtung, and I also get a +1 bonus for that. So that wraps up the main body of my turn. I'm going to go do a quick unit recap right now, just so that we know where everything is at. I have 1 coastal submarine in I-7, 1 coastal submarine in I-12. In Sumatra, I've got a militia. In Java, I have a militia. In Southern Australia, I have an infantry. Sydney has 2 infantry and 2 militia. British Malay has 1 militia with a coastal gun. Siam has 1 militia along with the 2 factories and an airfield. Cochin China and Annam Tonkin both have a militia each. And then in Burma, I have 6 artillery, and I should have 11 infantry. In Kwangtung, I will have 5 Marines, 3 infantry, 2 cavalry. Hong Kong has 1 militia. Hunan has 1 militia. Shantung has 1 militia. Nanking has 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and 2 cavalry. Rihe has 1 mechanized, or 1 motorized, 1 militia, 2 cavalry, 1 infantry, and the minor factory. And all right, we'll finish the ground forces while we're here. Kyushu itself has 1 fighter, 1 medium bomber, and then in port 2 light carriers and 2 destroyers. Tokyo has 1 militia, 1 fighter, 3 infantry, 2 mountain. Honshu has 2 infantry and a militia. Hokkaido has 1 infantry. P-15 has 1 sub. Okinawa has 1 seaplane. Iwo Jima has 1 militia. Bonin has 1 militia. Marshall Islands has 4 infantry and 1 militia. Solomon has 1 militia. Caroline has 1 militia. And then Palau has 1 medium bomber, 1 militia. Philippines has 1 fighter, 1 militia. And I believe that's all for the ground forces. And then, so the bigger fleets now, we're going to do P-50 has 1 submarine, 1 heavy cruiser, 1 destroyer. P-41 has 5 troop transports, 1 battle cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, 1 destroyer. And then the big fleet, is that everything else? Yeah, the big fleet, ultimately, give me a second here, let me organize this. We're going to have 2 fleet carriers. Yeah, 2 fleet carriers, 2 light carriers. And then amongst them, we're going to have 3 fighters, 3 tactical bombers. Then we are going to have 3 destroyers. Yep, 3 destroyers. 2 torpedo boat destroyers. 2 light cruisers. 2 battleships. 2 heavy cruisers. And 7 subs. I believe that's everything. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, shoot me a email, and shoot me a message, and I'll get that sorted out for you. But this is Winnie Mute signing off.